I've been filming a lot of videos recently about gratitude and how to use it to build yourself a happy, sober life where you practice gratitude to the point where it becomes second nature. But what do we do when we're genuinely having really bad days and gratitude feels like, ugh, like annoying? And if somebody tells you to practice gratitude, you just kind of want to strangle them. That happens, right? And so we're going to talk about the process to maybe have neutral gratitude moments in those days to help get us through so we can at least look to something to be our support to get us through those days. I am Kate. I am going on 10 years sober. I am the author of the Addiction and Recovery Skills for Women book series. They're being used in rehabs, recovery centers, clinics, peer recovery support groups, therapists, that kind of thing. And like I said, I'm going on 10 years sober, and that above all is what's most important of anything that I have said so far, as far as that pertains to me. So, what do we do when we want to use gratitude to get us through a hard day? I have broken it down into 4 steps. So, 4 steps. Step 1 is to, I have notes here because this is a tough topic, right? So I want to make sure that I convey it in a way that feels doable. And I have a personal example also. So when we don't, when we're going through a hard day, and say it's just a generally hard day, we don't know why we're in a bad mood. We're really grouchy. The past few days, I have been such low energy and such low patience, and I am not sure why. And so what we do in those moments, and I did this, is we take a step back and we don't just live in this constant grr feeling and not really being constructive about it, right? We take a step back and we say, okay, we name it. I feel lonely. I feel tired and I don't know why. That's what I said to myself yesterday. I feel tired and I don't know why. And then we don't change it. We just name it. Okay. So step 1 is to name the feeling we're having. Say your husband just died. This sucks. There's nothing good about it. It shouldn't have happened. Okay? Totally legitimate. And to recognize that and to validate that and allow yourself to feel that, because we are human and the spectrum of human emotions is huge, right? So that's the first step. So now the second step, step 2, let's see, I wonder if I'll have enough room here. Step 2 is to choose a moment of honest gratitude. So, and what I mean by that, let me just write that. Moment of honest gratitude. I think you can read it. It looks a lot better to me here than it does on the screen, but anyway, a moment of honest gratitude. I think it's still helpful for you to see this visual aid here. So, and it can be, this is where I was saying like it's more neutral or honest, is I'm grateful I didn't drink today. I am grateful I went to bed sober last night. I am grateful that I know I will feel better. Maybe if your husband just died, it might not be for a few years, but I'm grateful to know that I will and can feel better from this. So for my example, when my youngest son was born, he went straight to the NICU and it felt like somebody ripped my heart out of my chest and I thought he was going to die. He didn't. Spoiler alert. Amazing spoiler alert. He did not die. And my husband was terrible at coping with it. He felt the same way I did, and he was not pleasant to be around because he was mourning too. And the only thing that I could find peace and comfort with was his older brother. And so I was able to say, I'm grateful I'm on maternity leave and I'm grateful I have his older brother, because those were the 2 things that got me through that time of his 3 surgeries that he needed, of him being in the NICU and not with me. It was miserable. But I was able to say, I'm grateful I'm on maternity leave and I'm grateful I have his older brother. And because he got me through, his older brother got me through that time. So to identify something that you're able to lean on, or something simple like, I'm grateful that I'm sober now. I'm grateful that I'm sober now because drinking would make this thing that much worse. And if you're not sober now, I'm grateful that there are resources out there to help me. And if you're not able to accept help from those resources, as you could say, I'm grateful that they are there for me when I am ready. So that would be the honest, neutral gratitude, because it still sucks, and it's still fine to validate yourself that it sucks. And the important thing is to know that everything that sucks is temporary. Um, and then that leads me to step number 3. Step 3 is to shrink the time, right? So it's easy to feel like this is the new way you're going to feel like forever, and to just kind of default into wallowing in those emotions and think that this is how I'm going to feel forever. No, it's not. It's temporary. Things will get better, especially if you reach out for help. So remember that it is a temporary feeling. Back when I was drinking, my boyfriend, my fiance, he was pretty much my fiance, died. And that was when my drinking got much worse. Had I known how to do this, I could have handled that situation much more differently, but I did not have the tools. I did not have the knowledge of myself. I did not have the emotional intelligence. It was a recipe for my demise, really. But it's temporary. The bad is temporary. And then when it's good, make sure that you really dive into your gratitude with the good. And then step number 4, let's go to the next page. Step number 4, sometimes these moments might make us feel like we cannot get out of bed, or we cannot get out of our own head, at least. And it's important with step number 4 to try to do just those things, which is to get out of our bed and get out of our own head. So reach out to somebody you're close to. So I'm going to put this in quotes because it might not literally be that you're stuck in bed, but it's that you're stuck. Maybe you just feel stuck in the shittiness of it all and you don't know how to get out of it, right? And then also get out of your head. And so that can be what's called a grounding action. So reaching out to a loved one, going for a walk, taking a shower, while thinking about what are the things you can lean on, thinking about steps 1, 2, and 3, and really getting it's almost like getting organized and practical with how you're going to handle these very heavy emotions, or maybe not even very heavy, but just the grouchiness that you're feeling, whatever the degree is that you're dealing with. And it's you're getting organized and structured about how to handle it, and reminding yourself that it's temporary. So this is, maybe you need to eat, maybe you haven't eaten, maybe you haven't had water, things like that. Get in touch with your body. Go be of service to others. Go and let's see, what's something that you can do right away where you're of service to others? I don't know, go to a grocery store and help collect all the shopping carts and go put them up and see how much somebody thanks you for that. You can find it in so many ways how to go help others. And it's very, very small. It doesn't have to be huge, very small. And then you see that you're giving somebody else some joy, and that can help give you some joy. So take what's called a grounding action. Walk, shower, talk to a loved one. Oh, that didn't come out well. Loved one. I'll get better at this, I promise. So those are the 4 things. So let's just go over them briefly one more time. That's from a previous video. 4 steps. Step 1 is name the feeling to understand what you're dealing with. That in itself is really huge. Just take a step back from the vibrating tension of it all and say, what is this? Take it out of you, take a step back and say, what is this? What is this that I'm feeling? And name it so that you can kind of work with it accordingly. Step 2 is find some honest gratitude. So like my example, I was grateful I was on maternity leave and that I had his older brother to care for. Otherwise, I don't know how I would have coped with my youngest going to the NICU. And then step 3 is remember, it's not forever. It is not forever. You can get through it. You can get through it. You can do hard things. You are a strong, strong woman or man. If you're a man watching this, hi, welcome. And then step number 4 is to make sure that you take a grounding action to get out of your bed, get out of your head, go for a walk, do something nice for somebody else, reach out to somebody else who might be in a worse situation than you and do something to help them. Those are things that can really get you through it. And I am going to wrap that up here. I am going to recommend another video. I don't know right now what it is that you should watch next, but it's going to be on this screen somewhere. So you can go watch that one next if you're looking to build a happy, sober life for yourself. I'll see you later.